shirt. This is the Urban Armor Gear Outback. It's slowly becoming one of my favorite cases. Why? Because it's a no-nonsense, thin, well-handling case. My only gripe is that this case takes on color a little too easily for my liking. UAG claims that the Outback is a compostable case, which might be the cherry on top of this great case sundae. Honestly, leave it up to an actual case company to come up with a good compostable iPhone case. At MobileReviewsEh, Monty and I base all our reviews on actual usage. This is the actual start of another sub-series on my channel where I'm going to focus on, well, compostable cases. I got stuff from Casetify, got stuff from Incipio, stuff coming from Wilma, as well as Caseable. Apparently this is a new trend. I'm going to leave what I think about it out of this video for now anyways. Now this review is basically going to come in two parts. The first part is the actual case and the second part is it actually compostable? And well, Monty's going to go dig a hole. I've already done that once with one of these products, so I am going to do a gigantic roundup where I bury them all at the same time just to see what happens. Now the thing that surprised me the most with this product was that when I took it out, it was actually really rigid. It wasn't as limp as the Pela case is, which means it's going to offer your iPhone better protection. But it's not as rigid as some of Urban Armor Gear's other cases, so those cases are going to be tougher than this thing. What is this case made from? In short, plant-based plastics. According to Urban Armor Gear, it's made from a combination of PLA and PBAT and bamboo fiber composites. Oh? PLA is polylactic acid, and that's what provides the rigidity of the product. PBAT is polybutylene adipate terephthalate, is what provides the flexibility. So they mix those two things together to get like the semi-rigidity, flexibility of the product. And I don't know what the bamboo fiber does. So after all that marketing fluff, at the end of the day, it's still plastic.
It's still plastic.
This case is made basically in the same way, which means that there are seams, and the seams on this product are not great. Also, there's this weird divot in the middle of the port cutout. This case is going to slide around easily on the front or the back. The Outback has large corners and an extreme taper along the edges. This taper is awesome, and it makes this fairly slim case even slimmer. Now, I'm not kidding when I say extreme taper. It's very easy to see the taper on the edges of the case, but do you see the taper along the back between the top and bottom of the case? The top and bottom of the case is about 12.3 millimeters thick, whereas the middle of the case is only 10.6 millimeters. That's thinner than the mouse contour, which has a very similar taper. But the Urban Armor Gear Outback doesn't have the same rigidity as the mouse contour. Now, wear and tear is definitely going to be an issue for the Outback, as this bright orange case is going to collect dark colors over time. There is a sticker on the inside of the case telling you to wash the case down with soap and water every once in a while. This rub from my darkest pair of jeans doesn't look like it's going to come out easily or at all. So pass on the orange, pass on the pink, and go with the olive and black if you're concerned about your cases taking on color. I personally don't really care because it just shows, aging. This case will show a bit of scuffing after a drop, as you can see in this short clip before I do all my big drops. The back of the case does show a few scratches here and there after about 4 weeks of usage. The Outback has a slightly matted finish to it, so it does add to the handling of the device. The texture of this case isn't as aggressive as, the rubbery, grippy thing, extreme silicone feel of the Pelas. I have no issues accessing my iPhone in the case. In fact, I'm quite fond of the buttons of the case. They're quite large. In fact, they're one of the largest buttons I've ever seen on an iPhone case. The design of the buttons just make it really easy for me to find them on the case, and it's this combination of the very thin, tapered edges and these slightly larger buttons that just makes this product so incredibly awesome to use. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just so drawn to these edges. If you're finding this review useful, consider getting your stuff through my Amazon links. This video is unsponsored. This case was purchased by me, and it's going to be my home that I bury all these cases in. So what's the Urban Armor Gear Outback going to be like in terms of protection? The larger case corners do help with shock absorption, but they're not terribly tight, though they are better than the Pela ones. The camera does have a protective lip around it. Urban Armor Gear claims that it will provide military-grade drop protection, but they don't really say how high. They never really do. So with this product, I'm going to say 4 feet. At most. That's the minimum drop height for something that claims to be of military standard 810G drop protection. Am I shortchanging this drop protection? I don't think so, because this case is thinner than even the Urban Armor Gear Civilian. These corners are a far cry from, the Urban Armor Gear Plasma. There is not a lot to this case. But let's see if a bunch of random drops will result in me breaking another screen protector. I hate breaking screen protectors. Better than breaking screens. corners are pretty grody. Yeah, wear and tear is not terribly great for drops, but screen protector's still there. So took a closer look. There is a crack in my screen protector. Boo. Corners of the iPhone are fine, but the corners of the case, like you can kind of, it's hard to see, but it goes all the way through. Whoops. So these holes go all the way through. So not great in terms of build quality, and I'm starting to get a sense that that's the standard for compostable cases, is that they're not going to be as tough. So that's all I got for this video. Questions, comments, leave them down there. Honestly, this is a pretty good case. Is it worth 40 bucks? I don't know. But as a case, I really like it. I'm very kind to my iPhones when I'm not reviewing them, and so I could get away with using this case. It doesn't break the top 10, mostly because of the build quality issues and the slightly lower than average drop protection from my perspective, but yeah, big fan. Even Monty likes it because he can smell the bamboo. First time watching my videos, I do encourage you to click subscribe. Producing content a lot lately, transitioning out of the isolation video series into daily reviews. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. But as I said before, but like the rest of Urban Armor Gear's thing, but like the rest of but it does not have the same rigidity as the mouse. But this case will show a bit of scuffing after a drop as well, as you can see after my first testing. This case will also show a bit of scuffing after I dropped. This case will also show a bit of Am I shortchanging this drop today? Am I shortchanging this drop to print? I'm really trying to figure out what tone I should take with these compostable cases. Because if you guys have watched my Pela stuff, I find it, everybody's trying to be woke, and I do appreciate the fact that case companies are coming out with these products, but they are still just plastic made by using fossil fuels, right? Like it's like using a bit more polysporin on a cut that's just doing this. I don't know. We'll see. Gonna have to do a lot more reading about compostable plastics or eco-plastics or